Hi everyone, another Klaus here. So today I'm gonna review another Toa. So this time it's also a Toa Inika review, and this time I'm gonna review Toa Inika Ali. So the blue one of the water, of course. So a female. So here the canisters, of course, it's a classic Inika canister, which is bigger than the one released in the previous years. You can see that the lid is this time in blue metal, because of course it's the main element of, yeah, right there, of Ali. You can also see on the front picture Ali, of course, with the same background as the other Inika, with the lightning and the rain in the background, and some gate broken right here, Bionicle.com right here, the Lego logo, the edge condition, and the set number. And here, Bionicle Inika right in some nice typo or police. And I think that's all. And of course, the try me button, which shows the canister lid, in which you can find the weapon of Ali, which is which is a harpoon. So I just have to press the button, and then it's light in some light green color. And of course, on the upper side, we've got the force armor stored, and the little Bionicle map, and all little details right here. Other details on the side of the box with Bionicle written on it, and the Bionicle map again. On the back, you can see Bionicle written right there, and some other pose of Gali, which shows the fact that you can light his weapon, which is what I showed you just before. Then the Zamor launcher right here in action. Oh yeah, and no, yeah, anyway, I'm gonna show you this later. Then the map of Bionicle with all the different regions. The fact that you can put Ali in this canister, in her canister, and then all other 5 Toa Inika, and different information right there. And here you got Toa is the instruction booklet, so this is pretty much the same as what you see on the box, printed on the vertical side. So you can see Ali in his full in full body, because it's cut on this part of the leg. The fact that you can put easily off the Inika lid, yeah, instruction, parts list. The fact that you can put her in the canister, plus some other image in 3D right here in CG. The little step to show you how to replace the batteries in the lightning harpoon. Then an ad for the Pyraka and the little Zamor pack, and here an ad for the Bionicle playset released this year. So with the Pyraka outpost, the lava chamber gate, and the Pyraka stronghold, and it's not shown the 4-1, which I think was like a special edition or stuff like that, which is the waist for the Mask of Life. And here it shows the position of each of these playsets inside of the volcano, of course. Where is the Mask of Life? Here we got an ad for the 3 Titan set, because the first one, Umbra, was a special edition again. So Axon and Brutaka, and of course the 7th Pewaka, Vezon and Fenwak, with the Mask of Life on his head, fused with his head anyway. Some ad for the website, and some ad for the Bionicle game, which will later be called Bionicle Heroes, of course. Then some ad for the Lego Club and Shop Atom and stuff like that. And here the final image with all group pictures with all 6 Inika on it. Very nice and impressive, with the raining and lightning background. And I think that's all. I'm gonna talk about the set now. Of course, if you want a more detailed show of the build, you have to watch my Yuki video. But anyway, I'm just gonna show you again all the new parts that it's in the set. It's in Ali set. So as you can see, first of all, the color scheme is dark metal for some part, like the Zamor's part and the armor, chest armor part, but otherwise it's white and blue, and some parts are blue, made through blue, of course, blue made through or dark blue, with some white fade. But I'm gonna talk about this later. Just part of the head. So, of course, you've got the same Inika build for the torso, because it was introduced in 2006. So, for those who don't know, for those who don't know, you've got this new part, which is the Inika torso part, you can see, which got tons of pinhole and two ball joint, of course, because there are no more gears this time, so it's all about ball joint and possibility and action figure. On this torso part with all the pinhole, you have to put this part, which is just a made through pelvis, so really classic parts, really famous and really used parts. Here, some white connectors and some new 2006 ball joint with axle hole through all the parts, which is different from the 2001 ball joint. So it is useful to put the head, of course. And when to finish all these parts, of course, you have the Inika chest armor in dark metal. So this is the second type. If you have seen my precedent reviews of Yuki and Nuparu, you have seen the same Inika chest armor. This is the second one, so more V-shaped, as you can see, and less flat, in my opinion, than the other one. And of course, there are still this long part on the side to cover up the two parts, so the empty space of the two parts, between the two parts, when you see this on the side, as you can see. So it's a very nice detail, in my opinion, to continue the body shape. And here it is on the front position. Okay, so right now the arm, so they are symmetrical anyway. So the arm with the famous Inika shoulder armor anyway, right here. So this time this part is in dark blue with some white fade, as you can see. Some again baroque legs as part of the arm. So anyway, it's just on the Inika you have two choices. So it's the Inika, it's the Vaki leg, it's the Inika, it's the Vaki leg or the Toa Metru leg as part of the arm. So you just have these two choice of parts for the Inika arms anyway. So in dark blue this time, and again a new white connector. The other part is the same, and as you can see, the little white fade is different on the two parts. Right here. And of course, there are double long connector or double ball socket, white here, so in white. And it's quite a rare pieces, because in the white there are not so much white double connectors anyway. Double long connector. And even the short one. And then for the leg, so of course you've got the Inika tight armor white here in dark blue. Again, long double connectors. And then you've got this part introduced in 2006, which is the Inika lower part of the leg. So the just I call it the Inika leg anyway in my little parts vocabulary. And as you can see, it's got the white fade, and then you've got the second tip of Inika field, which is not the one with little claws on this part. So this one is more like V-shaped, as you can see right here, and some pinholes on the back, of course, and some axle right here to put on the connectors. And that's pretty all for the body itself. Of course, the second leg is exactly the same. So here is the model itself. Of course, you've got the Inika stuff like the Zamor launcher right here with the new part, the Zamor Sphere magazine right here. It's in dark metal. And then I'm gonna talk about the head, and then I'm gonna show you with the two weapons. Of course, the head, the new head, is just a plastic part with some lime green and some white thread, as you can see right here. Two axle hole. So it depends on some Inika, the axle is here, and on other it's here. But I think it's just a new key that the axle is here for to change the position of head. And then you've got the infamous Hahli mask. So it's of course like all other Inika masks at the time, it's more organic, as you can see. And of course, it does not have any similarities to the old school mask. So I just have to put this part, the soft plastic part of the mask right here. Then it stands nicely, as you can see, because of these two little parts here and there. And here you go, you got your finished head with lime green eyes and some white teeth. And yes, so the only problem with the Hahli head is the fact that these little holes for breathing in water, of course, are more like little mustache. So Hahli was called the girl with mustache for some time by the fans because it looks like that. So that's kind of a really big drawback for what it's supposed to be a female Toa. It's more like a man anyway. So it depends, of course. Some see really fast, really quickly a mustache on the head, and some other people, I think, will just pass on it. But anyway, it's here. And then I put this on the ball joint, of course. And here I'm gonna put the two weapons. So of course the harpoon, as you can see, with two axles, so it can be put in sword shape. For example, like this. So sword shape. And then in gun shape, right there. Of course, the gun shape I think is more attracting. And then you got the four armor, which are in some kind of light green, little trans green. And these colors are only in Hahli. You just have to put this like that in the Zamorsphere magazine. And there you go. Of course, because the when you want to move this part, it falls off easily. For example, if I just put this like that, no, it doesn't want to fall off. Oh, okay, it's a bad example. So, but when I move and it fall off, it's kind of disturbing and annoying. So, if you want to solve this problem, just take two parts like that. So, one with an axle hole and a pin hole on the other side, and a pin of 3 right here. And you just have to put this on the axle part. Of course, I just noticed that I haven't shown you how to fire with the Zamor launchers in my precedent Inika review, so I'm really kind of sorry for that. So of course, you have to put it works like the Zamor launcher as the Piwaka. So you just have to press this button right here, this little lever right there, with some flexible axe, and then it works perfectly. And with the little magazine, of course, you can fire at will like 4 times and like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna look for my Zamorsphere. So yeah, it works perfectly. Of course, it works like the Piwaka, like the Piwaka's one, but you've got 3 more, yeah, Zamor to launch. To launch, excuse me, not to launch. To launch. And yeah, I think that's pretty all for Hahli. She does not have any other stuff like, for example, Nuparu, excuse me, yeah, got some clothes and stuff like that. But Hahli is just a simple Toa Inika, like for example Toa Matoro and Toa Jala. So anyway, I think that's all I have for the. Yes, of course, I'm gonna do the little turn around, and then talk about the articulation. Right here. So the articulation, there are no problem. Of course, you can put this right there, more than 90 degrees angle. Again. Put this up, down, stuff like that, in all directions. So it's very possible thanks to the ball joint, of course. It's the same for the other arm. Even with the hammer launchers, there are not really that any problem. Of course, the head can look down a little, up on the side, and the legs are also really possible, like this. It really can bend all the way. And of course, as I've already shown you before, we can put some serious pose like that. Yeah. So really possible Toa. And I think that's all for Ali. Yeah, like that. It's like girls with guns, anyway. So, I think that's all for our little Ali. So, what are the drawbacks? Of course, again, because it's the same as the other Inika, because they got all the same frames, they got all the same problems. So, the problem is the fact that the thermosphere still falls off sometimes, so that's really kind of annoying. The other problem, this time I think it's really the mask itself. Because on the other Toa, like Yuki or Niparu, I think they were quite designed, but this time I think really that most people find this really annoying to have this face for a female Toa. So yeah, I think that really is one of the drawbacks. I think I'm quite used to it right now, but it's okay that the first time I saw it, I really think it was like a little mustache behind her nose. So yeah, that's kind of at the bottom of her nose, so that's kind of sad anyway. And maybe the other drawbacks, so I don't see many more. Of course, the other good point, you've got the possibility, which is really nice, all the recolor parts, and especially in this one, because you can see you've got really tons of parts with little white fade, and that's really nice. White fade, excuse me. And that's really nice. Of course, if you want to mock, you have to mock some blue Metru and white Toa, and white, just white and white. But it's really nice parts colors. It's a really nice colorful, in my opinion. And it's in on three parts. So on the shoulder, legs, and the feet. So I really like this little fade, and I think it's really beautiful, in my opinion. Look at that, seriously. Yeah, that's really cool. So the colors on this set are really a good point, and the fact that the double long connectors in white are really what makes this set really precious, in my opinion, because this is the only set when you can get some of this anyway. And I think you can get the little double connectors in a pre-DAC, which was released in 2007. So yeah, the colors are really a good point. Of course, the part selection at the time was really impressive because there were like 90% of new parts and new recolors, so that's quite impressive also. That's also quite impressive. So I can really recommend this for the colors mainly, because the head is not that perfect, the weapon is quite simple, and overall the Toa is just the regular Inika build anyway. Of course, it was released in 2006, but as as you have seen, in 2006 there were also like New Paru and Yuki, which got some new more parts and stuff like that, like the chain and the claws. So this Hahli is like the 3 other Toa Hahli Inika, so this is the same anyway, the same breed, same part, so a little clonish, apart of course from the chest armors and the feet, which change with the Toa. But apart from that, it's the same. So I think that one of our really major pro is this little colors and the parts pack. But the head is kind of a drawback, and the other parts are just okay. So I think that's all for my Inika review. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any question or some comments or stuff like that, just post them and I will answer them. So yes, just hope you enjoy it, and see you later for another review. Bye bye.